CBS 12 News This Morning crew is in South Palm Beach County enjoying Boynton Beach, everything the community has to offer. We love being in Boynton, and we're going to be there until 10 a.m. at Palermo's Italian Bakery. Maddie and Zach are there now handing out all sorts of goodies. Terry, love being in Boynton.
I do love being in Boynton. It's my neighborhood. That's my hood right there. I love it. And you know who else loves Boynton Beach? The defender of Gotham City.
What?
Yeah. Seems he's protecting the neighborhood, and that's what it's a mystery that has everybody talking now. We don't know if this guy is the real deal, but it seems like most people have heard about Batman walking around late at night or have seen it with their own eyes.
The Dark Knight in the flesh in Boynton Beach.
I think it's awesome.
I wouldn't want to see him in my neighborhood. You know, we live in a retirement community. It would be, although it might be exciting.
The Cape Crusader has been spotted patrolling near Congress Avenue and Gateway Boulevard at all hours of the night. And just like Bruce Wayne, no one seems to know who he is or why he's here.
Just to see something like that out at all hours of the night is just weird to me.
As one of America's best-known superheroes, it's not hard to imagine where this person got the costume. But the jury is still out on whether the streets are in fact safer.
If he's out here getting dressed as Batman every day, I can imagine he's probably fighting some type of crime, but who knows?
I don't think he's fighting crime. I don't.
So I feel safer with him out here in the streets.
I've been doing this thing for about almost a year till next month. Going around and doing the Boynton Beach Batman. It's really been something. I don't know how I can properly describe how every night goes when I'm out in outfit, but it's certainly not a lifestyle for everyone. I've gone to fetish events and things like that, and you know, they're fun, they're cool. I think that it's cool, you know. I've always had a thing for girls and type rubber, so you know, it's kind of like I feel almost accepted in a place like that. It feels kind of natural for someone who dresses up as an armored bat at night to show up to a nightclub and just kind of wreck the whole place. You know, people come up to me, they want to take pictures with me, and you know, I get to know the owners of these restaurants and of these establishments, and I get to see an entirely different side to people and an entirely different side to business. And it's, you know, it's almost like I'm a celebrity. People just want to give me things for free. It's like I've had people offer to give me like a free motorcycle, but the thing is, that's not me. I don't want people's things to be given to me for free. I want to work for it. So that's why whenever someone comes up to me asking, oh, can I give you a tip? I'm like, I always have to decline it. It just, the reason I'm doing this, I guess, is for redemption. You know, a long time ago, about 3 years ago, I had someone that I fell in love with, and still to this day, I love this person. You know, my life, a lot of people don't really know how tough I've had it. And, you know, people have obviously had it tougher than me, but, you know, I almost got married at one point. That fell through. Me and her, we don't have a very great relationship standing. It's safe to say we kind of fight like cats and dogs, but you know, if I had the option to get back with her, I would. You know, but my second relationship was really the one that kick-started the whole thing. She was someone who, at least from my point of view, was deeply hurt and gravitated towards me, and I think she was just trying to find a way out. And, you know, she had something to say and no one would listen to her except for me. And then that birthed the real life Joker, or at least the one that I always refer to as my Joker. It's tragic, really. I felt bad for her, and she said too she felt bad for me, because we both kind of understand certain aspects of our lives. And, you know, she did things to me and I did things to her, and we're not really proud of either of them. But as far as I know, she's happy, she's moved on, she's got her own life. It's, Copperhead is probably the most complex of the people I've been involved with. She was someone who was complex, but the thing is, she was equally part sympathetic, and also she did things that I can't condone. I knew this girl since I was 13, and, you know, the parents, I believe that there's something going on in that house. I believe that there's, like, some form of corruption just based off of how their daughters interacted with me, and I've known this person for about, like, 10 years. Maybe even more at this point. I mean, I met her when I was 13 years old. That was almost, like, what? 18 years, or that was almost, 8 years ago, almost, maybe 9 years, but I want to believe that she's my Catwoman, but the truth of the matter is, no matter how hard I've tried, I don't think I'll be able to get, a proper Catwoman, or at least, literally no one's come up to me and asked me out on, like, a date, like, hey, you know, do you want to go out? And it's like, yeah, I'm dressed up as a bat, but I'm chilling at a bar, I'm on a break, you know, and it's not like I'm gonna punch you or something, you know, I like to think of myself as fairly outgoing and, you know, even understanding, you know, 3 years ago I wasn't so much, but now I've seen a lot, and I've dealt with a lot, and I've grown as a person. Just, you know, meeting people on the street, you know, I get invested in some of their lives. I care about some of these people. It's, you know, and some of them I'm familiar with. Some of them have met me at a costume, and, you know, we've just hung out and they've gotten to know who the Batman is. And, I mean, the whole thing about being Batman is, I think there's a whole mental health aspect to it. It's an incredibly lonely lifestyle, and it's both by choice, but also not by choice. I don't want to be alone. I don't want people to just see me as a mentally ill man dressed up as a bat. I want people to see me as human, you know. And, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because, yeah, I'm seen as this kind of bat figure that stalks the streets at night and takes down petty criminals, but, you know, whenever I lean more into that aspect, the person kind of has to suffer, you know. Every time I put on that mask, it feels like I'm slipping into something else. It's, you know, I have a friend who works and does, you know, drag, and, you know, I don't want to compare myself to a drag queen, but the thing is, you have to slip into this alter ego, because me, I'm just, you know, I'm just a different person. I'm just a normal guy. Whenever I put on that mask, I relive the moment that shaped who I am, and I become the Batman. A sort of symbol, I guess, for people to look up to and people to run up to and aspire to be like. And, you know, it's fun taking pictures, it's fun doing that, but it is serious. I live in Florida, and it's pretty rough here, even out of costume. You know, I've stopped 2 rapes, I've stopped 2 attempted suicides, I've been in about 7, maybe 8 fights by now, all over the course of a year, and it's, you know, it's mostly like trying to track someone down and see that they're doing something okay, or, you know, make sure, hey, has this person been in here? No, I haven't seen their face in a long time. Okay, cool. Or, you know, it's, you know, just driving a drunk girl home. It's not always about kicking someone's ass. It's about It's just about being a good human being. That's really what I think it's about. And you know, I've been on the news. Multiple times, more than once, I think. I know I gave an interview to the West Palm Beach Post, but that was also, you know, I'd like to say a little later into my career. So pretty much it's been interesting. I think what I want in life is I want what everyone wants. I want to be loved. I want to get a girlfriend. I want to settle down. I want to have a family maybe at some point. I don't know about right now or immediately or anytime soon, but you know, I want to live the American dream. You know, I can't keep doing this Batman thing forever as much as I wish I could. But the only time I'm going to quit is when my body literally gives out on me. I can't physically do it anymore. When I get too tired, too weak. Because the suit weighs like 60 pounds. And, you know, me, I'm a fairly young guy. I'm 22 years old. But, some people, they just don't expect, you know, a guy as young as me to go around doing what I do. You know, I've taken my mask off and some people are like, oh my god, I thought you were older. And I'm like, no, I'm just a kid, pretty much. The police and I definitely have a mixed relationship. Some get it, some applaud me for it, and you know, they just want to take pictures, and they respect what I do. And other people, you know, they just hate it because it's like shop owners that are concerned, they'll call up the Boynton Beach Police Department, and I'm sure they've gotten hundreds of calls about a guy dressing up as Batman, but, you know, the truth is I've had enough, you know. I know some very good cops and cops that do their jobs well. I understand it's a tough job, and like 90% of it is just trying to de-escalate a situation, and what I do isn't much further from that. It's, you know, it's kind of a peacemaker kind of thing where you go in and you try to separate people, because the truth is, I think most people, I don't see people as toxic. I see relationships as toxic, you know. It's like having chemicals. You have one chemical and by itself it's not toxic, but you mix it up with something else that's also not toxic and you put them together, it's going to create a chemical reaction that can eat through bone. And you know, there's nothing wrong with the chemicals by themselves, but you gotta find ways that they can mesh together. And you just have to kind of separate them, or sometimes you can't do anything at all, and it just fizzles out and creates some sort of tragic event. What do I want in a woman? Well, first of all, I think every girl that sees me on the street definitely should get the idea that I love my girls in tight rubber. There is the kind of fetishistic aspect of being Batman, because, you know, the Tim Burton movies, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman kind of kick-started the whole latex fetish thing in the mainstream. I think, you know, everyone that saw her in that skin-tight latex catsuit, I think there was just some sort of appeal there that you kind of saw before, but she really kind of kickstarted that. And Batman too, you know, the suit in the movie is made out of, you know, the same material that wetsuits are probably made out of. That's like neoprene and whatnot. And, you know, there's like a rubber casting over it, and there's layers and layers to it, and some people, I guess, get off to that. And I mean, me, the way I have it is my suit makes me a lot more bulky than I am. I am actually a really short and kind of skinny guy in real life. I'm just a regular guy you could see on the street. And that's what I like about doing Batman. Not many people realize who I am. Like, I've gone to restaurants out of costume, and I've been there the night prior as Batman, and they're like, oh my god, Batman, the night before, and then it's just like I enter in there and they're like, hi, how can I take your order? And it's like, you don't recognize me from last night? So, I have this rule called the 4 C's, where if I'm going to go out with someone, there's going to be these 4 rules. And the first C is care. Can I care for this person? Can she care back for me? The second C is consent. Can we agree on things? Are you into what I'm into? You know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you've got to have that aspect to yourself. Commitment, that's the third C. Can this person commit to me? Because I've had people, well, Copperhead, she was she was the worst one. She was sleeping around with almost anything and everyone she could come across because she just couldn't say no. She couldn't commit. So, you know, and it sucks because I personally feel she would have been a great Catwoman. She was crazy enough to deal with my crazy, but, you know, there's the whole aspects there. And, you know, I've had to give in welfare checks, and I've told the Boynton Beach Police Department, hey, you should probably check in on this person, make sure they're okay. Because the household, apparently, it's something that's very chaotic, and she might have had a sad history, but it doesn't excuse some of the things she's done. And, you know, I'm a big thing of justice, and justice sometimes it's a bit gray, you know. When is the villain actually the villain? I think the last one is kind of the funniest. It's and also the most honest. It's the catsuit. The 4th C is can you fit in the catsuit? And what's funny is I've got a complete Catwoman getup for whoever wants to come along with me. Like, no one's, like, I've gotten people's numbers, but they've never texted back. And it's like, I guess someone doesn't want to go out with a man dressed up as a bat at night. I think it's, you know, there's something about doing this. It's, like I said, it's a very lonely job. Oftentimes I come back home, my parents are asleep. Yeah, I still live with my parents, but I make good money, but, you know, I take care of them, they take care of me. It's not too bad. I definitely am living here by choice, I'd say, and I can't see it any other way. It's great, but it's a lonely life. You know, I come back home, I have to patch myself up sometimes. I have to repair my armor from getting hit with like something like a hammer or something. It's rough, and my suit's impact resistant. It's not bulletproof. So literally I'm risking my life for things like this. And, you know, I've had people say like, oh, you know, I'm amazed at what you do. I do have a Batmobile, but it's a very discreet one. It's, I wanted it to blend in with a crowd, but I also wanted it to kind of look cool. And I do have some schematics and plans for a future Batmobile. But it's interesting. I think doing Batman is kind of well, Batman is human. That's his superpower. He has the power of empathy. He's just a normal guy, just like me and you. Only he's been pushed to his limits, and I think there's something cool about that everyone resonates with. Funny enough, I don't see my life as a Batman movie. I see it more as in, if anyone's read Kentaro Miura's Berserk, God rest his soul, I was heavy into that because it kind of mirrors aspects of my life, and people who have read that kind of relate to the main character of Guts. And, you know, I find it funny how you have someone that looks like me, and then someone that looks like my Joker. She shared a lot of common traits with Griffith. And there are things that I remember that we talked about that for like almost ripped straight from the pages. there's kind of a controlling aspect there on both sides. And sometimes I was Griffith and sometimes she was Guts. And, you know, both times, the thing is, we were very human, and Berserk tells a very human story. I think it's probably the one that mirrors my life the most, because I've dealt with a lot of hardships. And I see a lot of tragedy in my life, but it's like I just kind of gotta keep moving. You could reach out to me. I actually have a TikTok. It's Boynton Beach Batman. I upload things, and, you know, it's stupid little cringy things, or just my mind, and, you know, I'm very uncouth there. I kind of speak my mind and say what I want, and that's the glorious thing about being the Boynton Beach Batman. I'm not owned by anyone. I'm my own manager. You have a problem, just come up and speak to me. You know, it might end up with you having, like, your teeth broken in, or, like, your, like, head on the floor and my boot on your neck, but, you know, I like, the thing is, the mentality is you don't go in looking for fights. You know, with most people, like, they don't want to hurt me or hurt anyone. There's a few rare occasions where people have gotten into fights with me, but I've stopped car muggings just from appearance alone. I've just put up my wings and, you know, like, oh shit, it's the Batman, and they fucking dart off. It's hilarious to me. It's like I don't even have to say a word. It's like I can just leave the car be, and then the owner usually comes out, checks out what's going on. I have a very tough schedule, actually. I work a trade and I wake up fairly early in the morning, so kind of balancing these two is a little difficult. I try to do it at least like 3 times a week. And the truth is I can't be out there all the time, but the thing is, it's unpredictable. I like to keep people on their toes. Whenever Batman comes by, it's kind of like a random thing, like, where's Waldo with Boynton Beach? I describe myself as straight, which is, you know, a lot of people think, you know, I root for the same team, but I'm like, I don't. I've dated 2 transgender women, and, you know, I wasn't exactly attracted to the biological aspect, but the aspect of the mentality that they had, they legitimately were great people who I got close to. And, I mean, my Joker is, she's one of the most complex people in my life, and threw my life completely upside down, topsy-turvy. I don't know how any other way I could describe it as. I think she was a good person, but things just happen sometimes in life. If I had a message for Boynton Beach at this time, if I had a message for people who love each other, hold them closer. Because the truth of the matter is, sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you'll still lose them. So embrace it when you can. You know, hold them like there's no tomorrow. I made that mistake. You know, I love someone and I'm never going to have the chance to hug them again or hold them in my arms. And, you know, I'm kind of scarred from last memories I had with them. It's sad, really. And, you know, of course, I'm always accepting Catwoman applications. Like, anyone's going to take that. You know, kind of like the Shrek opening. Like, that's ever going to happen. But, you know, that would be my message. Just hold each other. Because you never know when you're gonna see someone you love again. They can be gunned down in an alleyway, or they could just disappear off the face of the earth and you'll never see them again. So, you know, love them when you can. You know, life is precious. Yeah, ultimately it's meaningless, but the thing is, because of that meaningless, because there is an end, because we don't know what's on the other side, that makes it all the more precious. That makes it, you know, you need to grab life by the balls and run with it. You know, live life to its fullest. Don't just sit down and, you know, get up and run around, have fun with your friends, party. Keep it in moderation, but, you know, do you live life as you want to. If I had a message for the Boynton Beach Police Department, I think they definitely know I'm not a threat, and there's some in there that I know do their job very well. But, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I actually fear a cop more than I fear a stranger trying to stab me, because the cop will see a mentally ill man dressed up as a bat beating up someone, and who are they going to go for? They're going to go with the guy who isn't dressed up as I am. There's like this whole legal aspect of it, and my gauntlets, they are real metal. Like, I've got legitimate weapons on me. I don't carry firearms, but my gauntlets are real. They're real metal, and they're fairly sharp. I've hurt a couple people with it. You know, that's the thing. Killing someone's easy, but making sure that someone is okay, or, you know, holding back, it takes everything, every ounce of your being. It takes a whole bunch of resolve. And, you know, you got to deal with the paparazzi too, doing what I do. It's like I'm famous, I guess. But, yeah, anyone that deals with something, it's, you know, I see this more as a redemption thing, like I said. So, I'm gonna do this as long as I can, and, let's see if any more Rogues Gallery shows up.